Left-wing woke activists are trying to cancel Andy Ngo, the conservative journalist who was attacked by Antifa, and has been doing a lot of journalism to expose Antifa and other left-wing activists. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today, on the Twatters and the internet, we're going to talk about Andy Ngo. Now, there is a cancel campaign, hashtag Unverify Andy Ngo, against Andy Ngo. They want to cancel him for crimes against humanity. What are those crimes, you ask? Telling the truth. Oh yeah. So here you can see on the Twatters, Andy Ngo says, what are they so afraid of? The truth, my friend. The truth. Actual journalism is what they're afraid of. Now, we're going to jump into the story, talk about Andy Ngo and how cancel culture is such a destructive force. And it's coming for everyone who's telling the truth, everyone who's doing real journalism, because these left-wingers and these left-wing activists, woke Twitter, they support the riots that are happening out in the street. When a building gets burned down, they celebrate, because that's who they are. And Andy Ngo, someone who exposes Antifa on a daily basis, is a big threat to them. That is why they're trying to cancel him and stop him from telling the truth. Now we're going to get into this story. I'm going to go over the details. We're going to talk about who's trying to cancel him, why they're trying to cancel him, and what they're trying to accomplish. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit the bell button for notifications for more content. And if you like the video, please consider giving this a share. It's up to you to spread the truth before they cancel us all. And why not visit my merch store? If you're in the market for some new clothes or even stickers or a notebook, this is the place to be. I'll leave a link in the description. So we currently see this massive campaign to cancel Andy Ngo. And of course, it was trending on Twitter. Why was it trending on Twitter? Because Twitter supports the canceling of conservatives. And Andy Ngo, mind you, is a member of a protected class. He is a gay conservative journalist. And they want to cancel him. Because even though he is part of the protected class, it doesn't matter. You see, it doesn't matter to left-wingers if you're LGBT. All that matters is that you either side with them or against them. You are either their enemy or their so-called ally. So of course Twitter supports this canceling. Now if you search hashtag Unverify Andy Ngo on Twitter, you can see the following. So if we look down here, we can see that people are trying to do everything they can to discredit Andy Ngo and get him unverified. Now, verification was always supposed to be a system that let people know that yes, you are a real person, you are the person that you say you are. Anybody could make an account online, for example, and pretend to be Bill Gates, but only the verified checkmark is the real Bill Gates. But over time, something weird happened to Twitter. The verified checkmark became a symbol of status. If you had a verified checkmark, that means that you were one of the chosen ones by the gods of Twitter. And you get special recognition and treatment. So, what do the left-wingers want? They want the Twitter gods to take away the verified checkmark from Andy Ngo. Because they think this will help take away his legitimacy and help cancel him. Now, you really see how twisted this logic is, because blue checkmark or not, that's not going to change the fact that Antifa and BLM are out in the streets rioting, looting, and destroying things. It doesn't change the truth. And that's when you have the big realization. These woke liberals don't care about the truth. So you can see different people trying to get rid of them. Chad Loader says, Twitter needs to hashtag Unverify Andy Ngo. Andy Ngo steals people's videos. It's called a repost, bro. And peddles misinformation. Andy Ngo also pooed his pants while watching Cars 2 in a movie theater by himself. And then he posts this following screenshot. Of course, it's a copy of a meme that was not created by left-wingers, because you know how it is. The left can't meme. You know, it's the beans one. You know, it's based on the beans copy pasta. Like, I was eating beans in the movie theater, and then some black guy said, this guy eating beans, or something to that effect, and you know, everyone laughed, blah blah blah. It's a meme. I don't know if the story's real. Nobody does, but there you go. Yeah, I don't even know if this is real. I don't know if it's a shit post. I don't really care. How are you going to seriously go to Twitter and say, please cancel Andy Ngo, show them a shitpost, and not take any of this seriously? Or does he actually believe this shitpost? Is that where we're at? And, you see this trend of them calling Andy Ngo a right-wing troll. Oh, he's a troll because he exposed our violent actions. Okay. For what, reporting things? In that case, all journalists are trolls, especially left-wing one. Chad Loader says, right-wing troll Andy Ngo busted for publishing stories by fake people. Now, the thing about leftist so-called journalism is that it's not really journalism. It's garbage. It's an echo chamber because these people don't actually do any research. And they also try to cancel you for things that are irrelevant. Here you can see right-wing troll Andy Ngo busted for publishing stories by fake people. Okay, so you're going to find that this story is actually baloney if you actually look into it. And he says, doing media is harder than you think. Tech. And what would a tech person know about news or politics? Isn't it funny that this guy, David Kovushi, who apparently is a journalist for tech, is writing about Andy Ngo? It's almost like all of these left-wingers, all of these woke soy boys have an agenda. It's almost like they don't care about the truth. Who has he worked for? He's worked for Vice, The Huffington Post, Jezebel, Gothemist. How can this soy boy cuck take himself seriously? I guess he gets a lot of comfort from his wife's boyfriend. So I want you to look at their opening paragraph. Right-wing activist Andy Ngo is frequently accused of trying to dupe the public with deceptively edited videos that paint left-wingers and Antifa as violent and dangerous. My bullshit meter is off the charts. Okay, let's look at some random Antifa clips.
Go!
Nearly every night for weeks, Portland's federal courthouse has come under attack. Tonight telling us protesters targeted their deputies with Molotov cocktails, even improvised explosive devices.
Steel bars thrown, helmets. The lacrosse stick is used to launch the mortars.
Lacrosse to launch mortars. Is this real life? Are we living in clown world? So returning to the article, David Kovici says, but it appears that Ngo has gotten a taste of his own medicine. According to an investigation by the Daily Beast, Ngo was part of an unaffiliated group of conservative news sites that unwittingly publish editorials by people who don't exist. And there it is. Completely irrelevant nonsense from the past that has nothing to do with Andy Ngo. None of this matters, first of all. Second of all, that's guilt by association. Of course, this is always what the left tries to do. They try to cancel people because of things in the past. Andy Ngo's clips are not edited. The clips I showed you were not edited. They're just clips. You don't need to edit anything to show people the insanity of the left. They're doing that themselves. They're using lacrosse sticks to launch mortars. You can't make that up even if you tried. Even if you tried to make fake news that was somehow more juicy than reality, you couldn't. I don't have that much imagination. And who would believe that these woke leftist activists are using lacrosse sticks to literally launch explosives? But it's true. And if you go to the Daily Beast, it's right-wing media outlets duped by a Middle East propaganda campaign. Blah, blah, blah. So leave it to leftists to, defend radical Islam. Now, I'm not going to read this because I don't care to, okay? It's all slander and nonsense. But what I can tell you is that, they're mad that authors who used a pseudonym to protect their lives, because in the Middle East, if you reveal your identity and you criticize the Islamic government, you die. So look what they go on to say. The network of authors pushed stories that were highly critical of Qatar and argued for more sanctions by Iran. So regular people used pseudonyms to hide their identities so they aren't killed. And they're saying that because they use pseudonyms, because they didn't use their real names, they aren't real journalists. How dare they want to live and criticize the Islamic government, which is unjust in Qatar. This is why I despise liberals. This is why I despise leftists. They lie. They're liars. They twist the truth and the narrative. So no, Andy Ngo did not spread fake news. And just because these people used pseudonyms or were arguing against Qatar, so what? Even if it was just regular people in the West arguing against, radicalism, would that really be a bad thing? Isn't that what journalists do all the time? Expose injustice in the world? Well, no. See, modern day journalism is not about exposing injustice. It's about pushing the progressive left-wing narrative, cultural Marxism, and intersectionalism. That's what it's become. So I don't want to see these damn communists trying to unverify Andy Ngo. They're doing nothing but slandering him because Twitter is an echo chamber. It's full of these woke leftists who are absolutely unhinged. And I love how they always say, well, he's violating copyright. It's called free use. By reposting these clips. Shut up. So they're doing nothing but lying. I'm not even gonna bother reading some of their damn comments. It's not plagiarism. It's called a repost. Andy Ngo's not being paid to expose Antifa. He does it for free because he actually cares about the truth. You beat this man in the street. Look at his face. Look at him. He was beat up, and yet they're saying that Andy Ngo needs to be taken down. You got this Twitter account called Occupied Seattle. Basically, someone who's with a freaking bottle with a popping cork and fire, Molotov cocktail. You literally have a Twitter account that is calling for violence and throwing of Molotov cocktails in Seattle, and they're not banned, but they want to ban Andy Ngo. You know what, Twitter? I'm kind of glad that you won't let me use your site because your stupid automated systems don't work, and I've been trying to contact you to fix it, but you don't reply. Maybe people should join me on Parler. I need to add that to my description. You know what? I'll leave a link down below. Why not? But that, my friends, is pretty much the story. People are trying to cancel Andy Ngo. They fear the truth. They fear people getting red-pilled. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know down below in the comment section. As always, if you like the work I do and want to support the channel, join me on Subscribestar or Patreon. If you want to support the channel, joining will give you access to a private Discord server. If you want to donate, there's DonorBox and crypto. Links and addresses are also down below. There's also my merch store and simply sharing the video. Anyhow, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.